A leader is anybody. I love to say a leader is, someone who can lead from any seat. Mm-hmm. So you can lead your family. I think people forget about that. We lead in multiple ways by just showing up, doing our job sometimes, but it's sometimes just being that person who's going to want people to learn from others and want to grow others.
Well, welcome back to the Leadership FMWF podcast. We're here for episode 3 already, which is great. And I am sitting here with one of my friends and committee members, Roxanne Mullenberg. So welcome to the podcast, Roxanne.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so excited. I have so many questions, and I'm really excited to dive into your story and your journey with the leadership program. But before that, it would be rude not to introduce you to the listeners. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you work? Who are you? When did you go through the program?
Awesome. Well, Roxanne Mullenberg, I'm a banking and project specialist at Cornerstone Bank here. I grew up in the area. So I am a lifelong resident of West Fargo, actually. Awesome. And I went through the program in 2019.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. I think I referenced you in the first episode, so it'll be fun to see if you say what I hope you'll say. I'll lead you there.
I hope it was good. All right.
Yeah, all good things.
Yeah. Okay, good.
All good things. So, Roxanne, just to kick us off, tell us about, so you went through the program in 2019, but you've been involved ever since.
Yes.
So, time flies, but we're in the 2025 session currently. So tell us about what it was like getting involved after the program. We're going to kind of go backwards.
Sure. Yeah. For me, I loved the program so much, and I was that person who wanted more. I didn't want it to end. I was like, can we extend this? Like even a few more months, something. So it was really important for me to find a way to stay involved.
Yeah.
And what better way is to help in the planning of the program and seeing what happens for the next classes and kind of developing that program from a different point of view and seeing it from a different point of view. So it's just my way of staying involved, giving back, and then just keep growing and evolving myself.
I love that. Yeah. I love it. We have so many people that kind of say that, like, oh, it's over. Now what do we do? And so I think it's cool that you bring the perspective that there's so much opportunity after the program ends.
Yep.
So you've served on various committees and you've seen a lot of changes, which is really, I think, unique and like a gift that you get to bring to conversations. So walk me through where you started and now what you do and how you serve on committees.
So our committee at the initial time when I started, we were kind of all one big committee. We all worked on everything together. Cool. So I did a little bit of session planning. We did a little bit of the recruitment, awareness, interviewing. We didn't really have too much of a strong alumni kind of following, or not necessarily following, but like organization.
Sure.
So that's kind of developed as we've gone on these last couple of years, which is awesome. It's great to have all those opportunities to meet up with classmates of mine and then other classmates that have been through the program before me and after me as well. So definitely have seen a lot of changes in the committee and how the structures have been, but it's been great. It kind of gives opportunity for us to really focus and key in on certain aspects of the program and grow it to the best of our ability.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I wonder, I don't think Alex and I actually talked about it, and but the leadership program is committee developed, essentially. I get to do it as my day job, but really you are all the brain children behind the operations. Talk to me about what that looks like and how alumni can input their experience into making the program even better?
Well, as you said, it's committee driven. So, every committee comes up with their own ideas, thoughts of how they want to see the program develop and grow. Obviously, the chamber has plenty of input in that, and we got to make sure that we have everything that lines up with our plans, because sometimes they get a little crazy.
Yeah, you guys are wild.
Well, Alex, you guys have met Alex already, so that just...
Kid, he dreams big.
Exactly. And that's great. That's awesome. And I love that. This is his brainchild, is for us to bring leadership in a different way to everyone. So,
Totally.
It's great that we can just develop it and kind of learn from our own experiences and take this was amazing and I want every class to have this, or this wasn't so great. But no two experiences are the same for classes. And that's the beauty of it. So we just keep growing and evolving.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And it is so fun to get to bring in the various classes and say, like, we did this and we loved it. We did this, we didn't love it. And how do we merge the two so everyone has this phenomenal experience?
Yep.
And like you said, obviously I'm not going to just sit back and watch. I'm in there with you guys. Otherwise I'd be so bored. But it's so fun to get to bring an outside perspective to the learned perspective. And what comes out of that is so magical to me. So really, really fun. So backing up, you went through the program. It was 6 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
You were basically just out of high school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly true.
Yeah. Just in case people are wondering.
Yep.
What was your favorite session? What was your favorite experience during the program?
Oh, that is a hard one for me. And why did you do that to me?
Diving in, the hard questions right away.
Yeah. Sessions, there were so many that I loved. I would say nonprofit, to be honest with you.
Tell me more.
It was, I volunteered. I've done volunteer, stints here and there. But I think just learning leaning into what they do on a daily basis, also learning about other nonprofits in the area that maybe I didn't know they existed or didn't know what their needs were, probably. We took some tours, and I don't know if we can say where we toured.
You can. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So, Churches United, those types of businesses that we learned about, I didn't realize everything they do for the community.
Totally.
We have a perception, but not until you're walking through those doors and seeing it in person do you realize how special they are to our community.
Yeah.
So I would say, obviously I loved every session. I couldn't even tell you any session I didn't care for. But that one kind of sticks out to me, other than we were the class of blizzards. That's what I like to say. We had a few different experiences cut short because we literally had 3 blizzards during our classes. Yeah.
Well, North Dakota, Minnesota, we don't get to decide, I guess.
Exactly.
You should have celebrated with Dairy Queen blizzards at the end.
Oh, we should
Missed opportunity. Unless you did. You didn't?
We did not.
Next time.
That was a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Keep that in case we have to go through that again.
Yes.
We'll celebrate.
Blizzards at the end.
Blizzards at the end. You said something that I really love is just that with the nonprofit one specifically, you already were a volunteer in the community, which I think so many people are I don't really need this. I'm involved. I do different things. I go to webinars. I don't need this. So, what would you say to that person? What makes this different than maybe what people are already involved in?
I think you get a different appreciation for our community and what we have to offer and the amazing organizations we have. I've been a longtime volunteer for a nonprofit here, and I think I'm on year, I won't say because once again, I just got out of high school 6 years ago, right? But it's just giving back. We're choosing to live in this community.
Yeah.
So why not invest in the community? And it's not just living here. It's not just working here.
Yeah.
But it's taking care of each other, because I think that's what community is all about.
Totally. I love that. And you said you grew up here.
100%.
And so what made you even want to go through the program?
I think, initially the word leadership draws people differently.
Yeah.
And I did want to grow professionally and personally. So I think that's what brought me in. Honestly, when I started, I didn't realize it was so community focused, and I'm so glad it was.
Totally.
I think some people come in and it's Leadership 101. That's what you think you're going to get. Yeah. And you get that and so much more.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's almost one of our taglines is because someone has said to me, well, I don't really need a Leadership 101 course. Like, I'm a CEO. I've been through it. I've sat through those. And my response has kind of always been like, this is for the emerging and the existing leader, because yes, we're going to dive into those professional development topics that you can find almost anywhere. I won't sugarcoat that, right? Where we try to do them different, but they're out there, right? The difference is how involved and connected to the community we are through our program. Because that's like learned leadership.
Very much so.
Yeah. I love that, kind of like what you said, you got to connect to the community more. And one of the things that we provide in the program, and you can talk to this with like the different stages of committee work that you've done, but in what other facet are you going to have access to some of the top leaders in our community, or the top CEOs, or these, small businesses, nonprofits? In what other world are you going to be able to go into a room and there's 5 of them?
Right.
And so that leans into the community or the committee piece, right? I can't do that on my own.
100%. Yep.
Yeah. And so now you serve with we have 3 committees, and you serve on recruitment and awareness, which has been really fun. That has evolved in the last 2 years since we started together.
Yes.
Talk to me about maybe one of your favorite experiences serving on that committee.
I think one of my favorite things is being able to visit with different businesses now and share the leadership story. So that's our awareness piece. Once again, a lot of people have heard of us, but they maybe don't realize what we have to offer.
Yeah.
So getting in front of some of those business leaders, sharing our story, inviting them to either come visit or, send someone through our program is super exciting.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the connections we make, I've been fortunate that I've been able to interview as well as part of this committee, and since I started on the committee, and I love meeting all of these amazing leaders in our community that want to grow and want to learn more. So if I could accept them all into the program, yes, so much fun. Let's bring in more.
Wouldn't that be amazing? 500 people.
I would love it.
Let's get it.
It might be a little challenging, but
We'd have to figure it out. We'd have to figure it out for sure.
We could do it. Yeah. Yeah. But, it's just all of that opportunity to share who we are, what we stand for, and then invite people in to learn and grow with us.
Yeah. I love that. And you were what we called them pop-ins last year. And I think you and I did one of the first ones together, and we kind of went in blind. It was like, what will this be?
Right.
I remember leaving in the parking lot. We were both like, that was so fun. Because we're both you've been around for a while and you're really passionate about the program. I've not been around as long, but obviously very passionate about the program. And I just remember we looked at each other in the parking lot. We're like, we need to do more of those.
Yeah.
That was so fun. And we didn't really know what we were getting into in that moment, because we're like, are we trying to get them to send an applicant? Are we trying to, and that's where that awareness piece came in, is yes, this program has been around since 1989, but it's changed a lot. So let's get back in the community, telling people about it. It was just so fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun.
It was energizing.
Yeah.
It was energizing to hear what they were doing as well. So I think just, kind of marrying those two is amazing. And any opportunity we can get to join an organization, visit with their leadership team, just visit with their employees too, I'm all for it.
Absolutely.
Hey, if you guys want us in, we'll come in.
Yeah,
we're ready.
Us.
We're ready. We're a lot of fun.
You make such a great point. We learned what other people in the community are doing as well.
Yes.
And someone asked recently, well, aren't you just competing for the same people? And I had to think, because I'm like, are we? What are we doing here? But in reality, we work so cohesively with what other programs are doing that it's not really a competition. It's kind of like we're all running a race, but we're all on the same team.
Right.
And I love that about this community specifically. Like, hey, we've got a great list of speakers. You need someone who can talk about nonprofit. We've got somebody. And in the same way, I could reach out to someone who runs other leadership in our community. Hey, I'm looking for XYZ to elevate this space for us. And people share. And it's amazing. So in that conversation that we're referring to, that I think we left with like 3 book recommendations. We swapped out book recommendations with this gentleman.
Yeah. I think we got more because he sent us an email afterward with more.
And so it's like nobody's keeping their cards like close to the chest. It's like, let's all elevate one another. And I love that about this community.
It's humanity at its best.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Look at that.
Put that on a t-shirt. I love it. So I'm going to ask you a question now. I started a year and a half ago, and I remember sitting down with you. We got coffee. I was coming in and restructuring a little bit. And I remember kind of saying, like, here's what you can expect. Come along for the ride or don't. I referred to it as the roller coaster with Alex, but why'd you stay? And has it been worth it?
Why wouldn't I? No. I think
right answer.
For you, honestly, coming in, you had passion right away. And you had an enthusiasm that I wasn't expecting, to be honest, because I was like, she's just coming in. How does she know why we're so passionate?
That's so fair, yeah.
And I think that was what it was, is you had an enthusiasm. You had a love automatically for the program, even though you didn't really know the program. You hadn't been through the program. And I honestly just wanted to give you a shot. I was like, well, let's see what this lady can do. And I stayed because, wow, did you do things? Like, wow, has this program just grown and transformed and just been like incredible to see. I see the renewed excitement in committee members like myself who had been around for a little while. And we just want to do more. And that's what I think is great. When we have a great group of people that just want the same thing, you can accomplish some amazing things.
I love that. And I'm so glad you stuck around because I think we need the voice of experience. And so many of you bring that, but it's been really evident this year with all of our new members from last year's class coming in and then like merging the two. So I'm really glad you decided to stay. I remember sitting down to coffee and being like, here's the deal. What you see is what you get.
You were very straightforward. Yep.
Yeah. But I'm so glad you stuck around because for as much excitement and passion, thank you for all the kind words.
Yep.
You don't have to stop, but for all that,
I'm not getting paid to say any of it either.
Not sponsored.
Not
by
sponsored.
me.
No.
For all that you said I bring to the table, I feel that way about you and each and every committee member who's like willing to show up every day. I mean, you guys aren't getting paid,
right?
I think that's such a big thing. Is you truly just love the program and the people of this community enough to say this makes a difference, and I'm here for it. It's
exactly.
Really fun.
Yep. It's all about the people, it's all about, and I love seeing the new committee members and hearing their ideas because, I've been around for a little while. So part of me is like, oh, what am I doing? Am I running out of ideas? Am I running out of, things I can do to help? But then they say something that sparks and, it's fun to see them and just learning from everybody, because it's like you're never too old to learn or, start something new. So It's kind of been fun just kind of, seeing the turnover, bringing in new people, bringing in new blood, but yet keeping just that kind of lifeline that we've had so far.
Yeah, I love that. It makes me giggle because I don't feel old. And then someone will come in. Age is not the thing. It's like where they're at in the experience. And someone will come in with this fresh idea. And I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
Right.
So it's such a cool experience.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of our program because it does completely change from year after year. Not completely. I shouldn't say completely because we have the same themes.
Sometimes we bring back people we really love too. You know, we're like, yeah, let's do it. It's a new group.
Right,
So,
new group. But, you know, we're always looking to improve and change and make it better for everybody else. And that's what we're here for.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
Okay, so Roxanne, we're going to end the conversation with one simple question that we're asking everybody.
Is it simple? Okay.
You're going to know it. You're going to say, oh, did Alex write that? Who is a leader?
Oh, Alex totally wrote that, but that's all right. Who is a leader? A leader is anybody. You know, I love to say a leader is, you know, somebody who can lead from any seat. So you can lead your family. You know, I think people forget about that. We lead in multiple ways by just showing up, doing our job sometimes, but it's sometimes just being that person who's going to want people to learn from others and want to grow others.
Yeah.
So making people better.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. That's what a leader is.
I'm sensing a theme. But it's so true. You've been a part of the recruitment and awareness committee now for a while, but we've had so many conversations just about who is this program for? And that you are consistent in saying anybody, because truly leadership is for any person. And so you are consistent in your answer, which is nice. We love that. So I want to thank you for coming today and chatting.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
You're so fun to be around. I kind of tap you all the time saying, because you're kind of like my yes girl, my woo girl.
I'm here.
Yeah, I love it. So excited to see what the future holds. And we're excited for the years to come with this program, aren't we?
Awesome. Yes, we are. I appreciate the opportunity to come and share the story and everything you guys do too as well.
Yay. All right. Well, we'll be back next time.